How's it? Cause it's time to Walaau with me, Mr. Walaau Dickie Chang. Join us as we meet your uncles, your aunties, your brothers, your sisters, your brothers, sisters, uncles, cousins, neighbors, grandmother, all the Ohana. We'll take you to breathtaking places you've never been. Meet famous people you've never seen. Kick back and cruise, you know the rules.
I'm so happy we made new friends. We'll meet tomorrow, sometime, same place. Looking forward to see your smiling face. Walaau, the day has to end. I'm so happy we made new friends. We'll meet tomorrow, sometime, same place. Looking forward to see your smiling face. Walaau, 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 Walaau.
Aloha kawai, mahalo nui loa, and thank you for joining us this week in yet another exciting and informative episode of Walaau. I'm Dickie Chang. Today we'll be telling you about this week's up-and-coming Koloa Plantation Day celebration. We'll also be taking you to the historic Hapa Road Walk. But first, let's head on over to the Big K, that's right, KMART, as they celebrated their 11th annual Fishing Anniversary Extraordinaire. One of the visitors came from Oahu with NOAA, our National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, Mr. Clay Tam, and we asked Clay his impressions of KMART's 11th annual fishing tournament.
I think it's a great tournament. The families and fishermen come out for a day and have a fun event like this.
Now you came over from Oahu. This is the first time that you guys participated. Tell the viewing audience exactly what you do and what you represent.
Well, I'm from DLNR, Division of Aquatic Resources, and we run the Ulua Tagging Project, which is a volunteer project where anglers tag fish for us and collect data. And so we come here and try to get fishermen to sign on and help us out.
Coming to an event as such that we have so many children and a lot of the kids, nice to be involved in a tagging project as such, consequently, leaving it for generations to come as far as fish is concerned.
Right, exactly. And, as we teach the keiki and the young and responsible fishing, I think, that's what we need to do. As, our population grows, we need to share our resource, and it becomes everybody's responsibility.
Clay Tam, what probably is very interesting for someone like yourself is that there are probably quite a few people that we don't really realize, but a lot of people just catch the fish to tag for data purposes.
Yes, that's true. And there's guys that start the tagging and it becomes their passion to do it. It's really interesting because it's almost like putting a note in a bottle and you throw it out there, and if it's somebody recovers it give you a call. It's the same with the tagging. They tag the fish and we give them information back on the fish when it's recovered.
Now, coming from someplace like Oahu, do you see like a pattern when you tag that fish perhaps are tagged on the south shore that might end up on the north shore? Or with that being said, is it safe to assume that perhaps other islands they migrate, and why?
Well, true, yeah. Through the tagging project, we've seen a number of recoveries, and we've seen some seasonality related to recoveries and direction. Seems like during certain times of the year they'll go one way, and other times they'll go the other way. Some of that probably driven by current, and these predatory fish like the ulua tend to orient themselves toward the current and all the feed to come to them to optimize their feeding opportunity. And there's a lot of currents between the islands, and maybe during certain seasons or times of the year we don't know yet, but we're actually seeing and recovered fish on the neighbor islands from different islands.
Now, is it safe to say that maybe are fish smart? I mean, do they communicate and they know where to draw upon as far as food or current or flow is concerned?
Well, I would think so. For them to survive, they need to have some natural instinct and be able to find food. And I think a lot of it, the travel and where they are and where they go is driven by food.
As a fisherman yourself, have you been seeing various patterns? I mean, like, are there still an abundance of fish? Or, like in the old days, there was choke, owama or halalu or, all different kinds of fish. Are they still around?
Well, some of them are, but, you got to know where to go get them. And the fishermen tend to know how to get them. And they're there. You have different stories. So I think, there's more people, like I said, here. And there's a little more pressure on our fishery. But, that's where we need to manage our fisheries properly so we have fish for the future generations. Clay
Tam, what's very interesting also is that I don't think we realize that fishing is definitely an art, because you mentioned about knowledge and skill. You can learn from your grandparents, you can learn from your parents, we can learn from our generation. But for the kids to go down and down and down and down, there's a whole big swing about different kind of bait, different kind of color line, different kind of leader line, different kind of hooks. I mean, everything is different, and the fish will bite differently every day and every hour.
Right, that's true. And that's one thing, from the science end, you look at the basic biology and what the fish feed on and what they do, but actually it is fisherman's knowledge as the key to success in catching fish. And like you said, it a lot depends on a lot of knowledge. It takes a lot of time to get out there and learn the fishery. It's just like anybody's job. The more time you spend at doing it, the better you get. Same like fishing.
Clay, you're also here in conjunction with the barbless hook, or that just to be able to hook up, but to release because of tagging purposes. How successful is the program as such?
Well, barbless circle hook is started a little bit later than the Walaau tagging project, but it's been a very good complementary project in that those who catch and release fish, the barbless circle hook really helps because you minimize damage to the fish's mouth. The circle hooks usually hook it on the lip of the fish, and then releasing is a lot quicker because it's barbless.
And I would probably imagine for the benefit of perhaps the monk seals or the turtles and other species out there, hopefully people will learn to fish with barbless hooks, because you can still obviously catch fish with a barbless hook.
Oh, definitely, and there's already been a documentation where a monk seal that was on the shore on the Big Island had come up, and there was a slide bait hook that was stuck in his mouth, but when it went to help the seal rolled over and it popped out, and come to find out it was a barbless hook. So, interaction-wise with turtles and monk seals, it really does help our resource and our fishery.
We're seconds away from the weigh-in right now. You're visiting, of course, from the island of Oahu, seeing this big crowd of hundreds and hundreds of people that have enjoyed fishing and making it a part of their lifestyle. What would you like to say out to the not only the parents of kupuna, but certainly to the children as far as the importance of perpetuating a tournament as such and supporting this KMART fishing tournament?
Well, I hope they all continue to fish and get out there and enjoy our resources. That's what it's there for. And I hope more people get out and get out there. There's too many kids today in our generation that tend to be home and computerized and whatnot. But it goes back to our roots and our culture, like you said, getting out there and enjoy. So I hope the parents take their kids fishing and enjoy the resource.
And no secret to the viewing audience, when you catch the fish, the baka tastes that much more better than buying them, right?
Oh, of course. Fresh is always better.
Feel the beauty of this sign up, down from the beaches to the highest mountain. Different people living as one, in harmony under the sun on the island, in the middle of the sea. On the
Puakea Golf
island,
Course. Call for your tee times today.
na meleo kapaina.
Women in Theater presents The Smell of the Kill, a devilishly wicked but touching black comedy. Showings are at the KCC Performing Arts Center, July 25th through August 3rd, 7 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays, and 4 p.m. on Sundays. Tickets are available island-wide. Written by Michelle Lowe and directed by Romy Curtis, The Smell of the Kill is 75 minutes of pure laughter. Call 635-3727 for more information.
Since opening 3 years ago, Walaau Lanai Restaurant established dining excellence. Located at the Kauai Coast Resort behind Coconut Marketplace, Walaau Lanai is a favorite eating spot for locals and visitors alike, featuring Hawaii fresh products. Banquet facilities are available for all occasions. Wally's Bar has live music Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. Open for dinner from 5, Tuesday through Sunday. Walaau Lanai, a must-do dining experience.
Welcome back, Kauai. Let's head back on over to the Big K, Kmart. There we had an opportunity to speak to a very jubilant general manager, Mr. Jarrett Kitka, and the angler that caught the largest fish, Kurt Mabini.
Oh yes, we had a great turnout this year. We had 180 applicants for the adults, 76 for the kids. So I know the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th anniversary of KMART Fishing Tournament is going to be a success.
Jarrett, it's hard to believe because it was obvious right from the start that there were so many fishermen, and more importantly, so many of the parents brought their children along, and those children actually caught fish.
Oh yeah, we make this event for the whole family, where the kids can win prizes, they can come and see the big fish, and you can see their eyes just open up when they see some of the big uluas.
So we had a chance to catch up with Kirk Mabini. You caught the biggest ulua. What do you think about the tournament in general?
The tournament is a good tournament. Yeah.
Every year you participate with your friends. What's the camaraderie like when all of you guys go out together with that fishing knowledge and really wanted to hook the big one?
It's a good thing that all our friends that get together.
Now, do you folks exchange strategies, like, as far as like line is concerned or bait is concerned, or as far as what you guys know about the rocky terrain or the sandy terrain and what have you? Explain to the viewing audience what is the key to really making it happen.
It's all skill that.
All skill.
All skill that. She go at it.
I know, Jared, when we talk about the fishing tournament, we mentioned about the participants, we mentioned about the fish, but no secret, man, fishing is a big deal here on Kauai.
Oh yes, it's a part of everybody's life. When we're talking about fish, we're talking about good eats, we're family fun, and it's a successful event when we can bring all those together.
Now, Kirk, you fish with a lot of your brothers, and they all give you a hard time, but do you take kids along with you folks, and do you guys teach them the mana'o of, first of all, how to tie a hook, or, generally how to bait things and what have you, and explain that process to us.
Oh yeah, I always take my son, my nephews, all his friends.
When you hapa, you let them fight them, or you?
Yeah, they show their own pose, they fight them themselves, everything.
Now, what was the biggest ulua you ever caught, and where did you catch it?
74 pounds from Walaau Point.
Where's Ulua Point affectionately known as?
Right across Nawiliwi Bay on the point.
Now, you caught the 54-pound ulua. In the years of the past, there was like some in the 80s, the 90s, the 100s. Do those kinds of ulua actually still exist today?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they exist. Get them all over. But not like Big Island. Big Island get all the big ones over there.
Big Island get the big ones. Is it because of like the depth, or what's the reason? I mean, like the deep blue waters?
I think it's the depth of the water. So.
Now, what's the difference for the viewing audience? What's the difference between, like you mentioned, Ulua Point or Nawiliwili? What's the difference between that and, say, Polehale or Kilauea or the Kapa'a area?
That's the depth that Ulua Point and Big Flats is the deepest place, one of the deepest places for fish.
Okay, so when you're out with the brothers and you're out with your son or your nephews and what have you, when that reel is going zzz, describe to the viewing audience, what is that adrenaline rush like?
Oh, good. I mean,
how many fish actually get away? You guys, once you hook them, are you folks mostly successful landing them, or do a lot of them get away?
We mostly land majority of them, but a lot of them get away too at the same time.
And when you're fighting the fish, you pretty much know right off the bat if this is some big bugger or one small bugger or what have you. You can pretty much tell what the fish is?
Oh yeah, you can pretty much tell because they're going to be thumping, yeah.
Sometimes you hook maybe one o'io or something like that. The buggers, you hook them, they swim toward the shore. But you know when you get one screaming line that there's got to be one big bambucha, ulua, or one papio out there.
Yeah, that or one big shark or one big stingray.
So what is that we're using? Are we using like taco? We're using ika? We're using live bait? Or what's the deal?
Taco is the best one. But live bait is just as good too.
Well, we'd like to certainly congratulate you. And what a great feeling. And, first off, share your aloha out to Jared Kitka and the good folks of KMART, and tell the viewing audience how cool this tournament really is for the community.
Yeah, you guys should come. This is a good tournament, this.
Jared Kitka, it's a wonderful opportunity at this time to share your aloha. So many, yet again, many sponsors that came out to make this an happening event, and it's so nice to see hundreds of people coming here, basically whether they caught or not, just to see the fish.
Oh yeah, so we have to thank all of our sponsors out there, and that they have helped support us over the years. I'd really like to sincerely say thank you to all the associates that have donated their time for this fishing tournament. We have Donald, Jill, and Suniva, Donna, and Alicia, Merlin, and Abel, and really wanted to say thank you for them. Also want to say thank you, a sincere thank you for our sponsors, Maurice Sporting Goods, Waimea Plantation Cottages, Hilo Hattie's, Paradise Beverages, Kauai Beverage, Frito-Lay, Anheuser-Busch, S&P Enterprises, Bluefin, Great Lines, Pono Market, Greg Stahl for the use of his scale, and Icy of Hawaii. Also, we wanted to say thank you for NOAA and the Division of Aquatic Resources and Pacific Island Fisheries for coming out and informing the community of better practices for fishing. And once again, also Walaau Productions. And I really want to say my thank you to the community for supporting the 11th annual fishing tournament. And next year, the 12th anniversary will even be better. Thank you.
Well, beautiful. And first of all, to Brother Kirk right over here, I know you're a man of many words, but we'd like to take this opportunity to share our aloha to you. And, again, congratulations. Thank you for taking care of the keiki. Thank you for taking care of the buddies and everybody else. And then I guess while you guys sitting around and then they see you on TV, they're going to give you a hard time, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Give your aloha to your brothers out there.
Oh, aloha, everybody.
Brother Jarrett?
Aloha.
We're going to have to take a short break, but don't go away, gang, because we will be right back from the 11th annual KMART Fishing Tournament. Don't go away, gang, because Walaau will be right back. Walaau.
Wake up, Kauai, with the Garden Island newspaper. Get the freshest news daily, including in-depth lifestyles and entertainment reports on Fridays, food favorites on Wednesday, business activities on Sunday, the police blotter on Friday and Sunday. Have you seen Monday's photo collage Kauai captured with photos by the happy camper Dennis Fujimoto? We have a motoring section every Friday and daily, spicy, controversial letters to the editor, plus local news, local sports, and Kauai's only TV guide. Subscribe and have it delivered to your home daily. It's your Garden Island, Kauai made for all Kauai.
The salesperson was really great and very easy to talk to. I was able to find a car that was perfect for me.
Folks here at King found us a great deal on a great used car.
The sales department was fantastic, very friendly and informative.
And the nicest thing about it, there was no pressure.
It was a wonderful experience, and I can see why my parents brought me to King Auto Center for my Sweet 16.
At King Auto Center.
Thanks, King Auto Center, for a great experience.
Live the life you've always dreamed about in a unique retirement and assisted living community, boasting golf course and mountain views, a pool and spa area, and 3 exquisite meals a day. Conveniently located in the center of Lihue, the Regency at Puakea offers you a lifestyle free from the mundane daily chores of house cleaning, grocery shopping, and cooking meals. Enjoy life to the fullest. Visit the Regency at Puakea today.
Once again, congratulations and a mahalo to everybody that turned out to make the 11th annual KMART, the Big K, 11th anniversary of their fishing tournament a huge success. Let's head on over to beautiful downtown Koloa, just on the outskirts, and let's check out the historic Hapa Road Walk. There we had an opportunity to catch up with lifelong resident there on the South Shore, Uncle Billy Kaohelauli'i.
This Hapa Road Walk was an old trail in the old days. We had only 2 roads to go down to Poipu, one on the coastline and one through this back road. This was, right here was our rubbish pile in the old days. And this is the only road we had to come here, Koloa. And when I was young, I used to use this road. After school, I would take my bicycle and I would ride them down here. Come home, go to Poipu.
You know, small kid time, when you talk about the old days of when you were a youngster, it's hard to imagine nothing was here, no resorts, really no houses, just one thorough path or 2, as you mentioned, from Koloa to Poipu.
Yeah, this is one of the only paths because we had the coastline would be too far, but we used to use the cut shot road. And this was my dad's road where he used to go work to Lihui, Kauai Commercial, and he would drop us off at Koloa School early in the morning. This was our road.
You know, there's a lot of archaeological artifacts in and around the area. Some obviously have been diminished. Some have been unfortunately destroyed. What was the significance of the Hawaiian people in and around this greater area?
Well, this was the beginning. This was all had the caves where they used to live in. They had villages. They had houses. They had all kind of idol sites. They had a lot of ancient walls, heiaus. They had heiaus here. They said they never had, but they destroyed it all. And they took it out. Now they still want to destroy it. We're trying to stop them because this was the ancient way of living, and this was the only place that was a village all through this whole area, Poipu area, around Hapa Road.
You know, Brother Billy, I don't think a lot of us realize this part of Koloa, actually, or this part of Poipu. You know, we got a lot of flat ground. We got a lot of solid rock. I mean, technologically speaking, how did the Hawaiians, how were they able to, actually grow stuff in and around this area that's very arid?
Well, they had these awais going around the rocks. But the symbol of these rocks, it means get caves underneath, was solid rock all the way down to the ocean. So we know there's a lot of caves in here. and they're trying to destroy it and bury it. But we trying to tell them, hey, we got to preserve everything that was here in the old days. Like all the walls, this place had millions of rocks and houses and all kind villages was here. This was the beginning. And then this is where the path, this was the whole Aupa out to the mountain. And Waikomo Stream was the only water we had. They made this own Hawaii coming through all these rocks here. This was our taro patches. All over here, this was all sweet potato and taro patches. One time, way back, this is the only place that produces a lot of potatoes, sweet potato, and taro came out of here. It was the richest one because they always had further down, there's this heiau called Kani'oluoma, and that's where everybody, the villages is around, and they have their games, and they have all these kind of lures and all kind of worship, and it's all leads down to the ocean. Like the Waikomo Stream feeds all the water to all these rocks here, but they did it by rocks. They made a pattern where the water just flow right alongside the rocks and feed all the lo'is and sweet potatoes.
You know, Brother Billy, for somebody like yourself that's been born and raised in this greater part of Koloa and the Poipu area itself, must be nice to you to share your mana'o because who would have known that so many people would show up because there's so much interest in the Hapa Road Walk at the beginning of what is arguably one of the finest signature events, the Koloa Plantation Days Week celebration.
Yeah, that's, this is once a year, they have this, and I'm glad I'm on this walk because I have to explain to some people that really want to know about this area. This is a sacred area. This is where everybody began in. The caves, the burial, the birth, everything is here. They started off right here in Poipu. Thank you.
Wondering what to do this week on Kauai? Check out the Kauai Festival's website for the latest happenings on Kauai, Hawaii's island of discovery. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It's fabulous. It's fun for the entire family.
Discover Kauai festivals today.
The best of Kauai's lifestyle awaits you at the Waipole Beach Resort and Spa. Conveniently located a short walk to major shopping, the unique upscale design creates a peaceful, private world. Relax by the incredibly soothing saltwater pool, complete with multiple jacuzzis and twin water slides. Discover our brand new menu along with cocktails oceanfront at the Tahitian Lanai. Find time to pamper yourself with our trained professionals at the Aveda Spa. Find your lost serenity at the Waipole Beach Resort and Spa. Be here now.
We all love our garden island. If we all do our part, we can help keep Kauai clean and beautiful. The Kauai Recycling Program accepts aluminum, glass, clean dry cardboard, newspaper, and mixed paper, plastic number 1 and number 2 for recycling. Recycling bins are conveniently located island-wide in Hanalei, Kapa'a, Lihue, Poipu, Lowai, Ele'ele, Waimea, and Kikaha. Join us in keeping the island home, clean, and beautiful from Maka to Makai, Malamai Kaina. The Kauai Recycling Program is a project of the County of Kauai, operated by Gardenal Disposal.
Welcome back, Kauai. We hope that you're enjoying some of the rich history of our historic Hapa Road Walk. Two such members of this wonderful, hardworking committee was none other than Koloa residents Teddy Blake and Auntie Lynette Snooky Book.
I'm really excited about this event because I'm from Koloa and this area is very dear to us, and we used to use this road to go down to Poipu, and it wasn't anything like it is today. With the help of Teddy and Carlos, my husband, we've been able to clear it out and make it presentable for people to walk it, and today to understand where they are walking.
You know, I guess being that we are celebrating the Koloa Plantation Days week, we can talk plantation style. So with us is your very dear friend, Harabana style, Brother Teddy Blake. Teddy, first off, you decided to volunteer to clean out the road. You didn't think it would take every day for 3.5 months.
we didn't realize what we got into. And when we started, you couldn't stop. And of course, the boss was behind, poking and pointing.
You know, Auntie Snooky mentioned about small kid time walking from Koloa to Poipu. I don't think we realized this, but you know, that was the only modes of transportation. It was like the old days that you just talk story, you walk, go to the beach. I mean, we cannot even fathom what it was like without resorts. But after everything was all said and done, you had to kind of walk back.
Yep, that's right. Not everybody had bikes. You know, something interesting, Tessie said this at one of the meetings. We could sit at Koloa School and hitchhike and wait 4 hours to get picked up to go down Poipu. Today, you cannot wait 4 seconds. Somebody's passing by. That's how it used to be.
You know, for organizers as yourself, it must be such a thrill because you don't know how many people are going to actually show up. I mean, without advertising, look how many people are here, easily a couple hundred.
We have about 189 signed up right now, and I just called Carlos, who is down there with the food prep, and he is very nervous right now.
He's catching up on all of his prayers. He got to break bread today.
You know, we're talking about what was at one time considered not much to many, but for the Hawaiians, this was really pristine agricultural land.
If you've been listening to what Dr. Hammett said, it's just amazing, you know. The soil conservation, they classify this as totally unsuitable. 10% silty clay, 60% extremely silty clay, and 30% very, very extreme silty clay, which is totally unsuitable for agriculture. Yet when Captain Cook arrived, he saw taro, sugar cane, and sweet potatoes from Hanakapi, Koloa Landing, all the way to the foothills of Haupu.
You know, that's very interesting because if you mentioned Captain Cook, everybody knows him, obviously, of discovering then the Sandwich Islands, along with George Vancouver and his friends. But this area was extremely fertile. I mean, he once wrote that from Makai to Mauka, this was like an incredible system that, like, how the heck do you do stuff like that?
Exactly. Because, you know, I mean, nowadays, you know, you never had cane growing here. And that's why we have all this pristine archaeological stuff still intact before, hopefully, you know, we'll stay that way. But I don't, you know, we've got development coming in. But it's so arid that it's amazing that they were able to take advantage and use their ingenuity to grow the crops that, you know, more than any place else on Kauai.
You know, Auntie Snooky, for someone like yourself, Teddy, to Carlos and everybody else, the Koloa people, this must be a thrill because, you know, we look at the arid soil, but we see, you know, we see air plant, we see cactus, we see night blooming cereus, we see like halekoa, we see false koa, we see kiawe. I mean, this is the better part of Kauai that a lot of people don't really understand that's still in existence. Really.
And then with your help with this program, it'll wake up a lot of people that they might take a walk here and see what there really is here on our island.
Now, is this walk open every day for people to just meander from? And if that's the case, give us the recommended start point and where we're going to end up finishing, and then approximate time of walk from point to point.
There's 2 trailheads. One is at St. Raphael's Church, and the other is at Poipu Road next to the entry to the Kiuna tennis courts. And it'll probably take you 30 minutes to 40 minutes.
One way. Yeah.
Coming down. Going up, it's an incline.
Tougher.
So maybe a little bit more.
What I would like to say is one of the magnificent things that we don't really normally get to see is something from the Southwest is in this incredible cactus.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's why we're so excited today. All of these people here, and we have a lot of local people, which we really wanted to make sure that they came to share in this, and they're learning about their own area, which is very good.
That's, yeah, you know, I would say that 95% of the people born and raised in Koloa don't know the history of this. That's why we're so fortunate to have Dr. Hammond and Francis Ching here today to share their knowledge and history of their work here.
It's kind of funny that when we say that because it's alarming and surprising that it sounds that 95% of the people in Koloa, we're basically talking about 99% of the people in Kauai.
You bet, you bet, you bet.
You know, that's one of the things that like we don't realize that we have such an incredible, vast environmental impact right here on Kauai. And again, as I mentioned, the cactus, how often do you get to see a beautiful flower in bloom? I mean, you're talking about something just magnificent and spectacular.
They bloom once a year, and they bloom. Their blooming season is once a year, but I've seen this cactus now bloom twice in the last month. And it's beautiful, but you gotta come. You know, you gotta come in the early morning because as the day wears on, they closes up. But this, I mean, it's neat, really nice.
You know, lastly, for you longtime Koloa residents, what drives the both of you, and why come out of the woodworks to perpetuate and to start up once again the history of koloa and be a part of this wonderful tradition that I'm sure that the both of you are going to be involved for years to come?
Well, mine is something that I wear a shirt on. It said, I lived in the country, now I live in the city, and I didn't move. And so by doing all of this, we're able to keep koloa and Kauai.
So, yeah, and you know, it's just, I think all the wahikupuna, the archaeological sites that are here that have a good chance of not being here in 5 years, the more awareness we create, the stronger support we'll have to maintain this. Because once we lose all this stuff, it's in books, and unless you got a vivid imagination while you're reading, you'll never know what you had here.
Well, to the both of you, and of course Carlos, that's out there at the finish line. Thank you very much for your not only your perseverance, but your ability to be strong to give us all the knowledge and the mana'o for things as such to happen. Because as you can see, as you mentioned, upwards to about 200 people came here in an event that I'm sure is going to not just be perpetuated, but certainly grow and grow and grow and grow in the years to come.
Thank you very much, Dickie, and we really appreciate you being here because your word, spreading it by your word, helps us a lot. Thank you very much.
Hey, we're going to take a short break, Kauai, but we'd like to share our aloha to Koloa resident. Ground transportation this week was provided for cameraman, editor extraordinaire Bruce Everett Smalling and myself by the lovely 16-year-old, soon-to-be junior at Kauai High School Red Raiders, the lovely Tea Aupo'o Blake, affectionately known as Boo. Boo, thanks for the ride. We're going to have to take a short break. We'll be right back. Voila.
Whatever your priority, Wilcox Memorial Hospital and Kauai Medical Clinic are here to help you reach it. Any day, every day. That's why we put as much emphasis on listening as we do explaining, and why we provide access to the latest medical advances and the skilled staff to deliver them. Let us be the healthcare network that works for you. At Wilcox Health, a healthy Kauai is our priority.
Hilo Hattie is the store of Hawaii.
It's like in a candy store, you don't know where to go first.
Hilo Hattie is the smart way to get all your Hawaii lifestyle shopping done in one place.
Prices were very reasonable.
For the largest selections and best values, there's no better place.
I think we paid like half the price.
It's no wonder that Kama'aina have voted Hilo Hattie best place to shop for local fashions for the past 4 years. Hilo Hattie is located on Kauai, just 1 mile from Lihue Airport.
Ray, what are you doing?
I'm planting this tree.
Do you know where underground utilities are? Have you even called the Hawaii One call center?
No.
Ray, if you cut a power line, you could hurt yourself or cause a costly power outage.
Gee, thanks.
Never assume that utility lines are buried deeper than you plan to dig. In some cases, utility lines are very close to the surface. Be safe, call before you dig.
Hey, welcome back, Kauai. What can we say this entire week full of great activities in conjunction with our Koloa Plantation Day celebration? Let's head on over to beautiful downtown Lihue. There we had an opportunity to catch up with the coordinator for this year's event, Melissa McFerrin, and longtime board member, Phyllis Kunimura.
Well, it has a very special meaning, Dickie, because it goes back to our heritage, to our roots, and in our fast-paced culture right now, especially in Koloa, there's so many changes, and we see so much more of the visitor industry, and we tend to forget that this was a plantation town, and it had a really rich history. In fact, something to be proud of, because this was the site of the first successful sugar plantation in the state of Hawaii, and that was in 1835 with Ladden Company. And then 150 years later, about 23 years ago now, there was a group of men and women from the Sugar Planters Association, and they got together to celebrate the sesquicentennial, so that means 150th celebration of sugar. And at that time, we had a huge celebration here. And it was also at that time that they secured the art presentation for the monument that we have here in Koloa that depicts the different nationalities of people that worked in the sugar plantation. So we have a very rich history here.
This signature event is truly one of the most beloved event, you know, not only for the Kauai residents, but the visitors that mark down their calendars to specifically be here for this Koloa Plantation Days week.
That's true. And we have lots of celebrations in the islands, but this one is unique in itself. And it deals with so many different aspects, again, going back to the plantation. Our young children growing up in this generation, they don't have the same roots. It's very different. So this is an opportunity for them to learn history, to learn how their grandparents grew up. And it's a wonderful chance for, you know, grandparents and tutus and aunties and uncles to talk story about what it used to be like.
We are with this year's coordinator, Melissa McFerrin. You are the coordinator. What are you learning thus far about what a wonderful, rich event the Koloa Plantation Days is as you coordinate this week-long event?
This is my first year as coordinator for Koloa Plantation Days. I've been attending the event for 8 years now, and I've been so impressed by this great group of volunteers. We have volunteers who have been working on the festival for the last 20 years and some new volunteers as well. We have some new events this year, so every year the event just gets better and better. Some of our new events this year include the revitalization of an old event, actually Hapa Road Walk, which happened on Saturday. We also have a new movie night on Friday night at the Koloa Missionary Church, and the Outrigger Kukiula Outrigger Canoe Club Paddle Fest that happened on Sunday. One of the highlights of the event is the parade, and every year the theme changes. This year's theme is Getting Together Plantation Style. All the different ways people got together, worked and played on the plantation, and we have businesses, visitor industry, community groups across Koloa and Poipu preparing for this parade. So come out and see it. It's really a great event when people get together. And then following the parade, we have a celebration at Koloa Ballpark. It takes place from 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. You've got one of the largest craft fairs of any event on island, plus you have food booths from 12 nonprofits. You have as well keiki activities, water activities, craft activities, and an opportunity to just get together with other residents, with other visitors. It's just one big party. Our headline entertainer this year, we've got Brother Noland and Kaukahi, along with the Pacific Fleet Band, Halau Waiohai, Taiko drummers, and we're Aloha Breeze, local favorites. We just have a wonderful entertainment lineup for you, and we encourage you to come on down and check out the fun. In addition, we have the Kauai Superstars competition. It's kind of our version of American Idol here on Kauai. Come out and see the young talent out here. Some things I'd like to let people know is about the road closures from 9 a.m. to noon on Saturday the 26th. Road will be closed for the parade. Coming down to Poipu, Maluhia Road will be closed. That's known as a tree tunnel. And also Koloa Road will be closed from the Chevron station. So if you plan to get to the airport, please use the bypass road.
You know, Auntie Phyllis Kurimura, we all love Kauai. In different parts within Kauai, we have great, great communities. What makes Koloa so special, and why does everybody flock to Koloa during this week-long celebration, particularly the parade?
Well, because it is different, and each year it has a different theme, so it's new and fresh. And Koloa is just such a beautiful spot to do it in. I mean, look where we're standing right now. This tree right here behind us has very big significance. It was the millionth tree of aloha that was planted by the First Lady of Hawaii, Jean Ariyoshi, and it's right here by this beautiful monument. So there's so many things that Koloa has to be proud of, and we're happy to share it with the people.
You know, and if I'm not mistaken, of course, George and Jean Ariyoshi were great friends with your husband, the late Tony Kunimura, and yourself. Can you imagine if Jean Ariyoshi were to come, and in addition to those kukui nut trees, African tulip trees along Maluhia Road, if she were to see this tree this year, in my opinion, is the most blossomed tree it's ever been, probably in the history of the life of this tree.
I think that's true, and this year too, it just like you say, it is the most blossomed out of all of the ones that were planted, because that was a big deal when we did all of those trees up the whole road of Maluhia Road. That was quite a day.
You know, Auntie Phyllis, to yourself, to, you know, Nathan Kawaguchi, David Chang, Stella Burgess, I mean, the list goes on and on. You know, thank you folks so much for perpetuating what you've started so long time ago. I mean, chatting with Melissa, one of the things that she certainly was thankful for, and she said it a little bit earlier, what a great way to get involved and to share the mana'o and to learn from all of you that you so gracefully welcome her as a coordinator. I mean, being the coordinator, what wealth of knowledge and a nice opportunity to just jump on in and to be a part of this rich history that all of Kauai can be proud of.
One of the many things that makes Koloa Plantation Days so special is the people involved. There are people from the whole community. They get together and they really welcome all of our visitors with open arms and show some of the things that make our community, our island, our history and heritage and culture so unique. Plus, there's lots of fun things to do. We have such a variety of events at over 23 events over a 9-day period. Many of the resorts, the businesses hold different events. We have everything from plantation history and culture to food and shopping and sports and outdoor recreation, family events, things for the keiki to go to. So all in all, it's one of the funnest things that you can do all summer on Kauai, and we welcome you to join us this week at Koloa Plantation Days.
You know, Auntie Phyllis, this must be such a thrill for you because for years you've walked in with the banner prior to the Grand Marshal, but you know, when you see the roads, you know, packed with visitors, with local residents, I mean, for yourself, it must be really nice to see the brothers Hanale and Teddy Blake getting involved, Snooky and Carlos Booth. I mean, you know, we had an opportunity to do the Hapa Road Walk. I mean, but to have people actually committed and really driving to the force to really bring back the old days of plantation. I mean, a lot of us don't really think about what the old days were all about, but our forefathers, the parents, the grandparents, they can look at the event as such and they can talk story, they can Walaau and say like, wow, this used to be this used to be that. True story when life was all about simple pleasures.
Well, that's true. And then also, there's another uniqueness to Koloa Plantation Days because this is an event, and it may be the only one statewide, that the community and the visitor industry work so closely together to have such a successful event. And it started out with just a one-day thing, and look at, you know, as Melissa says, it's up to 9-10 days now with a variety of events. And because of this, and I also want to thank our many funders who are out there, but one of our big funders, the Hawaii Tourism Authority, and because of how it has grown and how it does encompass everybody and how popular it is the signature event for the island of Kauai, which of course makes us very proud. And so we do need to thank everybody that's out there supporting this.
You know, when the Hawaii Tourism Authority was founded and thought of probably very close to 10 years ago, their mission was to do signature events that would drive business into the economy, in this case, visitors and local residents alike. I think this is one of the events that they are proud to support because of the success of the event, because they don't just hand out money. It gets scrutinized and people want to know how successful an event is as such. With all that being said, Melissa McFerrin, for the benefit of those of you that have just joined us, I am with our coordinator for our Koloa Plantation Day celebration, Melissa McFerrin, and long-time brain trust and one of the founders of the event, Phyllis Kunimura. For those that have just joined us, give us the pertinent information and please share your aloha and thank yous to those out there that deserves so much aloha prior to this wonderful event.
Join us for Koloa Plantation Days this week, 9 days of family-friendly fun on the sunny south shore of Kauai. And don't forget our parade and park event, Getting Together Plantation Style, coming up this Saturday, July 26th. The roads will be closed from 9 a.m. to noon. Please come on down with your family, with your friends, and enjoy Aloha with us, starting with the parade and then finishing up with this park celebration from 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. this Saturday. Once again, the roads on Saturday will be closing at 9 o'clock. Parking are in the fields adjoining the Anna Knudsen Ballpark. And don't forget, if you need to get out from Poipu to the airport or someplace else, don't forget to use the bypass roads because the roads will be closed between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. in and out of Koloa town.
You know, Auntie Phyllis Kunimura, one of the wonderful things that we enjoy about Walaau is we get to show the beauty of the island and beauty of the background. We had an opportunity to marvel at the tree. We talked about the viewing audience that this is probably the time that we've seen this tree in full bloom, like the greatest it's ever been. A lot of history here because, as you mentioned earlier, your very dear friends, George and Jean Ariyoshi, of course, dear friends with your late husband, Tony Kunimura, and yourself. This is the 1 millionth tree, which was planted on December 6th of 1985. It took a little over a year to get to the millionth tree, but we talked about the fact that how would you like to be in that campaign and be the 1 millionth tree and look like this?
No wonder it stands so proud and beautiful. It is the millionth tree, and it has a lot to be proud of. And we have a lot to be proud of that, that they felt that this was the place to put it, right in the center of Koloa town.
Unbelievable. Look, chicken skin. You see the chicken skin to the max? You know what's going to be what we want to encourage? All of you residents and visitors alike, prior to the parade, after the parade, during the parade, make sure you take a picture of this tree. Walk around the tree, say aloha to the tree, share your aloha, because the tree is doing this, I believe, because we are here doing things for Koloa. We'd like to just take this opportunity, Melissa McFerrin, Phyllis Kunimura, once again, share your aloha out to everybody, visitors and local residents alike, and just let them know to come on down because it's happening in beautiful downtown Koloa town.
Yeah. It sure is, and we want to thank all of you that come and support us year after year after year. This is how we've grown. This is how we've become a signature event. It's because of you. You do come out. We have people from the mainland that look specifically for this and plan their vacation just to come because they know it's always a rich experience and something so unique and special to Koloa and to our own Kauai.
To find out more about Koloa Plantation Days, check us out online at www.koloaplantationdays.com or pick up a brochure detailing all of our events on the activity desks and also at your concierge.
Beautiful. So we'll see you throughout the duration of the Koloa Plantation Day celebration, but don't forget now, 10 o'clock, roads close at 9. We're talking about this coming Saturday, June 26th. Melissa McFerrin, Phyllis Kunimura, we'll see you. Don't forget there, be there, aloha, but don't go away, gang, because Walaau, we'll be right back.
Get together plantation style at Koloa Plantation Days, starting Saturday, July 19th, with the historic Hapa Road Walk, a doubles tennis tournament, golf tournament, and the Sheraton Kauai Sunset Ho'olaulea, featuring Willie K. Sunday, the kids can play miniature golf, while parents enjoy outrigger canoe and paddleboard races. Monday, walk the Makawei Sand Dunes. Tuesday, enjoy a craft fair, an ethnic cooking demonstration, or a Polynesian review. Wednesday, walk the Maha'ulepu Coast. Try your hand at traditional Hawaiian games, or enjoy a historic video. Thursday, there's a putting contest or the luau at the Grand Hyatt Kauai. Friday, there's a watercolor workshop, a guided tour of Old Koloa Town, and family movie night on the lawn. Don't miss the big day, Saturday, July 26th. The parade starts at 10 a.m., followed by the town celebration in Koloa Ballpark. There'll be plenty of good food, over 70 craft booths, kids' activities, and entertainment with Brother Nolan. Sunday, don't miss the rodeo at CJM Stables. For a full schedule of events, check out our website.
Captain Andy's sailing. Nobody has more fun. Captain Andy's, the ultimate sailing adventure.
Planning that long-awaited trip to the neighbor island of your choice? Perhaps a world-class shopping spree throughout our country's major cities. I know, a cruise ship dream vacation of a lifetime? Well, call the experienced and dedicated staff of travel experts at Mokihana Travel. Umi Street, Lihui, 245-5338. Hey, welcome back, Kauai. For further information on our week-long celebration, give me a call at 245-5782, 245-5782. Koloa Plantation Day celebration. We'll see you at the parade. Remember, Maluhia Road closes at 9 a.m. We'll see you at 10 o'clock sharp for the parade in honor of Koloa Plantation Day celebration. Let's head on over to the County Mo'ikeha building. There we had an opportunity to speak to the brand new mayor of the Garden Island of Kauai, Mr. Bill Kaipo Asing.
I guess mixed emotions, but I want to get the job done. At the same time that I have mixed emotions, I see the challenges ahead, and I'm up to the challenge.
You know, Kaipo, you are going to be the mayor for 4 months, and you know there's a big difference about being the mayor for 4 months and being the mayor for 4 years. You know, on a short-term basis, what do you feel like you'd like to hopefully try to plant and perhaps nurture throughout the course?
I'm just going to have to look at everything, Dickie. I'll be sitting down with Gary and setting some priorities. So I'll be looking at all the things that is on the plate, and then we'll go from there.
You know, when you mention something, all the things that's on the plate, it's a very, very large plate out there because generally speaking, things will probably sadly get a little bit worse than it'll get good.
Yes, but I think, you know, it's like anything else, Dickie. You know, there's some things that needs to get done, and we're just going to have to set some priorities and then move ahead working on those.
You know, speaking to your constituents, the island residents, you know, your family and the people, I think we're all very, very thrilled that Kaipo Singh is the mayor, you know, for the simple fact that you've been around for a long, 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 long time, and at least many can learn from your wisdom and can move ahead, you know, in this up and coming times.
Well, you know, this is my 24th year, and you know, I feel blessed in all the time that, you know, I've served. I've gained a lot of knowledge, insight on county, state operations, communities, you know, the different feeling of the community throughout the years. But I think it's, you know, I learn something every day, though. You know, it's, you're never too old to learn. Things just come up, and I look forward to that.
You look absolutely wonderful, just like a incredibly well-polished dignitary. We're used to seeing you with your aloha shirt, sometimes with the undershirt, tank top. You're in the beautiful suit and tie right now, standing in front of the county seal and the emblem. Must be a wonderful, wonderful honor and a thrill to be the mayor here for the county of Kauai.
Yes, Dickie, I really feel great. I feel honored, you know, to be here. And, you know, as I was walking in today, you know, I said, wow, you know, I'm actually going to be the mayor. And I guess you never get the full realization until you actually step into it. And now that I'm into it, I'm beginning to feel, although uneasy, I'm starting to already feel comfortable that yes, this is what I want, and I want to do something for the people of Kauai.
You know, Kaipo, we all know you, you know, sincerely as a very sincere and humble man. I think you feel a little bit uncomfortable, but I guess a lot of the confidence comes that, you know, the council unanimously supported you to be the mayor, your family, you know, the island residents. I mean, outside of being a little bit uncomfortable, you know, the fact that so many people are behind you overwhelmingly sort of hopefully puts a little bit ease to yourself knowing that you were the one chosen to carry us on for the future.
Yes, I'm really honored, Dickie, you know, for the unanimous support from the council. It's just amazing. I feel great that I got that unanimous support. So just have to get to work now. I'd really like to thank all the people of Kauai and Niihau for all this support over the years that I've been on the council. And I ask for your support again, you know, being mayor, and I can assure you that I will be working hard together with the council and the entire administration to look for solutions to whatever problems we have, so the community can enjoy our beautiful island. Thank you, Dickie.
Take your space from funky to fantastic with a little help from Otsukas. It's not always about buying all new things. Sometimes it's about making what you have work well with a few new things. Of course, you could spend a lot of money, but you don't have to if you make the right choices, and that's what our free design services are all about. Make magic in your space. Call today for your free consultation. The Salvation Army Hanapepe Corps invites you to their 3rd annual Luau fundraiser, Saturday, August 2nd at 6 p.m. at the Salvation Army next to the Hanapepe Ballpark. Kaleo Club International will provide an exciting hula show, and Gaylord's Restaurant is catering the food. All proceeds benefit the Hanapepe Corps youth programs. Tickets are $35 and available at the Hanapepe Corps office. For more information, call 335-5441.
Aloha, I'm Will Squires. Come fly with us.
Will Squires gives a fresh perspective on the splendor of Kauai. Treat yourself to a ride in our air-conditioned Rolls-Royce-powered helicopters. Enjoy the views of a lifetime through our spacious custom-built touring windows. Relax in comfort as our pilots inspire you with the tales and legends of ancient Kauai. There's nothing like the breathtaking beauty of Kauai from the air, and no one does it like Will Squires Helicopter Tours.
We hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Walaau. As always, we'd like to sincerely thank each and every one of you for watching Walaau and making us a part of your weekend and week-out festivities right here on our beautiful garden island of Kauai. Don't forget, Koloa Plantation Day celebration. Further information, give me a call. We'll see you there, 245-5782, 245-5782. It is time for us to heli on. As always, let's all please take care of our families, our friends, the neighbors, the Malahini, and the Aina. And we'll check you guys out next week. Only see you at the parade.
Walaau, 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 Walaau.